All right. Welcome to Vikas Web channel, and I'm back here again with another video tutorial. And this is about how to handle multi-step form in your front-end application. Multi-step forms are used in different part of your application. Mainly, we see them during onboarding process. So there is an application you want to sign up, so you provide your email address, or you sign up with different kind of other party uses, such as sign up with Facebook, Google, Twitter, or you can use your sign up with email. Then there are some fields or input fields. The data are handled in different ways. So sometimes when you click one step and then you go to the next, for example, I have an example case here. So you have a basic info, full name, email, password, and then if you go to next, so there are several ways to handle this data. One is you save it in local storage. The good part is when your user refresh accidentally or knowingly, unknowingly, data are still there, so they don't have to fill the same information again and again. Bad part, if we are saving sensitive data such as password, maybe local storage is not a good way. Another is you save it in your any sort of step management. That is also possible. And another way is as the user click next, you actually send the data to backend, and backend will handle it, and then it will give you some sort of response. And the good part of that is if user started onboarding in one website or one application or from computer, and then they continue with another device, they can still have the same state continue from there. So these are all the way you can do it, and today I'm going to use a normal state. Let's see how we will proceed. And if this sounds interesting for you and if you are excited about this, then please smash the like button. If you are new to this channel, subscribe these channels because there are a lot more videos coming in future. With that being said, let's start the video. Here we are in Figma, and I did this design quickly. So here you have a typical case. There is an image, and additionally we can change this image as we change our step, but for this I am not going to do that. Obviously that can be an assignment for you, because I believe that you should do in order to learn. So just don't follow only my video, try to improve it, try to do better thing, try to implement changing images and so on as the step goes. So I have sign up with Facebook, sign up with Twitter, sign up with email, and we are not going to handle this sign up with Facebook and Twitter because we don't want to do that. But if you click sign up with email, it will take you to the onboarding step. So there will be a step 1, basic info, full name, email, password, and then you can click a next button here, and most probably we'll save data in local storage. Let's see, I'm not so sure, we'll see as we go. Okay, and then if you are in the next step, so that is now currently 2, obviously we can also change the color and say that which step we have already completed, and then which step we are now currently in, and which is the step that we have to do it or it's incomplete. And additionally you can also use validation. Probably that and this stepper and everything I will do it in another video, but this is more about the basic concept. So user can go to back step, so they can go here and then they can go to the next step. So that's here, and this is more like a finalizing step. I just have few checkbox here, and then user does check these checkboxes and then click sign up, and then we will just print the data in console log, because we are actually not sending these data to backend. So this is all about the project workflow. So now let's go to our VS Code Studio, and I have already created a React application using you can see here I use yarn and then create React application. Our application has started, and you can see I have some input fields, some test buttons. The main reason why I have them, it is because I wanted to test some CSS. So I already have some CSS here. I have imported a font called Rubik from Google Font, and then I have also used some reset CSS, so we will have all the reset. And then I have already created root variables. So we have primary hover, primary light, Facebook color, Twitter color, and dark color. So that's black basically. And also I already have a font family for our body of the application, and then button primary, and some input group and some input, and then button primary hover, button secondary. Do I have also button primary here? Looks like I have. I will just take it away. I just copied it from our earlier React router application CSS. So this is all we have, and I will delete everything from here because that's not what we are going to use now. So now I can just say my application. So here we have, and if I refresh, I should be seeing my application. That's all good. And I definitely, you can guess, cleaned all unnecessary thing from the React template. Now if we go to our design file here, so how should we proceed it? And as we can see clearly, we have two sides. So this is a left side and then right side. So left side will have image container and right side will have all the steppers and everything. All right. Okay, so app, and then here I will just go and start our main application. So we will write everything here, and inside main application I would like to wrap it with a container or wrapper, however you would like to say. So our application will be width of 48 pixel, and I will do margin auto, so that way we don't have anything to show at the moment, and that's fine, and everything else will go inside the wrapper. So first we will divide a wrapper into two okay, so let's go, and here we will have onboarding left and we will have onboarding right. Okay, so inside onboarding left, let's create another class that will be onboarding left image box. So here we have image tag, and let's go to honest plus. Okay, so looks like this is the image. So I'll just copy image address. Additionally, we can download it as well. So we have the image application, and this is user on computer. All right, so now you can see we have an image here. That's good. And then this one, we would like to divide it in multiple parts. So we have the first step, and then the second step will have all this. Okay, in our wrapper, and then we can go inside our wrapper, and here we can give display flex. Okay, so we have these already sorted out. Additionally, we can also give our wrapper padding of 40 px. That's good. And then we also want to give margin top, and that's margin top of around 170 pixel. Okay, so the next is the thing that we want to style the size of our image here. So let's go 585 626. Okay, so image is inside here, and then we have an image tag there. Actually, let's give this box width of 100% and height of also 100%. However, maximum width we want to allow is 585 pixel, and then height is of 627 pixel. And then we will go here and we will do the same, but this time here image width is 100%, height is 100%, and then let's do object fit cover. Okay, so we have now already our image sorted out. The next, let's go and let's style our, okay, so this is left and this is right. So let's go to right here, and then so first thing first, we will like to have some padding here. So padding to the left, that is 40 pixel. Yes, that's good. Let's go and let's create this as our S2. So we can actually already do it somewhere here. We have our level here, so let's copy this. So for our P as well as for our level, we will have color primary, font size is 20 pixel, and this is going to be 400. So with that, now if we have to okay, that's good. Now that we have a basic setup completed, so we can create bunch of components. And the first component I would like to create, well, let's create a folder called components. Inside here, I would like to create a whole stepper component. So let's call form stepper, and that is going to be our TSX. Let's go here and let's create there was someone who commented that I had this shortcut to create arrow function. So it was Sohonur Rahman Akash, and he said I can use RAFCE. So let's go and let's check it out. So RAFCE. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much, Akash, for this. It is really helpful for me. So RAFCE, that's good. So another stepper I would like to do is this heading here. Here all we need to do is just check it out. Oh no. So for each of these inner component or inner content, I would like to, so this is our first welcome. So for this, we don't need to have any stepper. But after that, when we have step 1, so this is step 0, let's say. But if user clicks sign up with email, then we will start our step. So the first step will have basic info. The second step will have background, and then the third and final will have this. So additionally, you can also create a separate component for each of the inner step, and that helps in a lot of things, but also it adds complexity because you have to handle all this data and pass props from here or there, or additionally you can use local storage, so the complexity starts. So for this video, I will use all these 3 steps inside a same component. So here it will have all 3 steps, and then this header will have actually these headers. Okay, so that's all. But initially this one will be our welcome screen, or welcome to Bikash Web. So this is more like our step 0. Okay, so let's go to our application here again, and somewhere here what we can do, let's create a step. Okay, so step, set step, and that will be, and initially the step will be 0. Okay, so when the step is 0, we are showing the main screen, and that is if step is 0, then we will render our div here, and that will be okay. So this is going to be our first step, and inside first step we have a heading called welcome to Bikash Web. So what we have here, we have welcome to Bikash Web, and then let's give a p tag, and then we have bunch of buttons. So and then the second one is button Twitter, and that is sign up with Twitter, and then the last one is our primary button and sign up with email. Okay, and this should do because we already have CSS and we already have button primary, button secondary, button FB, button Twitter. So let's go and let's check it out. All right, so we have all these buttons. We can wrap all these buttons inside first step and buttons, so that way okay, so now if we go inside first step buttons, so margin top, let's have a 70px, and that's good. And then we have display flex, and flex direction is that's good. So now we have all of these, and also what we additionally can do here inside first step, let's give it a little bit of margin top because that's how we have. So we can just give margin top of 20px. Let's see in our design. So okay, let's give it 40px. All right, so this almost looks identical to our design. Obviously we still have this border, and we can actually go here somewhere in our button and all right, so we have basic design completed and we have buttons and everything, and we will now handle this button. Let's go and let's import our form stepper first of all in our application here. So let's go and let's import our first. Usually I always like to keep the CSS part at the last. So import. Okay, so if the stepper is 0, we render this, and same like that. We can have another here. If the stepper is higher than 0, render stepper. So here we can do if step is greater than 0, we will render our form stepper. So that's all we are going to do. Okay, so now if you go here, we have this. However, if I go and change this additional to 1, you will see that we have our form stepper, and that's all we need. So that's good. We can do handle step. Okay, so all it does is it will take the step, and that can be string, no, that can be number, and then it will just do set step and that step. So now we can use this function here in our sign up with email, and here we can attach on click, and let's use an arrow function so we can give the first one. So that's where we are sending them to. Now if you go here and do 0, okay, so we have this. However, now if I click this, it will take us to form stepper, and that's all we need for this one. In our forms stepper, let's create a type props, and that will be, we will have on click, or and that is going to be a function, and then we will also get a step, and that is going to be normal. So we will be passing this as a prop there. So what we can do here is and then let's give these props, and when we have that props we can already destructure it here. So on step change, and also we can give a step. So we already have these two here, and that means we have to also pass something here. So on step change we are going to pass our handle step function. So this is going to be this function here, and then a step will be same as a step. So now we can go inside our form a stepper, and let's import that for now. Form. So we have that component, and that's good. So the first one we will have heading, so that's all good. Form stepper action, so that will be our these buttons here. Okay, so then and then this will be our main area. So okay, so first let's go and install this body and have some input element here. So the first thing is basic info. Okay, so okay, so that's our step 1, and similarly we can have step 2 and step 3. Okay, so we have step 1. So if our step is 1, then we are going to render this. Okay, let's start creating a form. So first we have a basic info. So let's go here and basic info, and then we will start a form component. So for that let's give input group, and then here we will have label, and that label can be first full name, and that will be a full name, and then we will have input, type is text, name is full name. Now we have all the things that we wanted to show in our step 1. So we have basic info, full name, and earlier I had a small bug. So instead of wrapping this inside these curly braces while destructuring, I was actually just using them like this, and that was not a good idea. So I just did this, and now this fixed everything. So we have step 1 and it's shown all, and also we have step header. So let's go and let's add more steps. So we have email and password. Okay, so and also in the same time when we are here, let's do a small thing, and first is handle step change, and then another is handle input change. So cons handle change is, and that event will be react change event type, and we will have something like this. Additionally, we will also need a state, and that state data state. So let's have our, so basically all these fields they will be data. So let's have data and then set data state, and then that will be our, so let's say additionally we have an empty object. However, we will handle these data. So we have actually 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 and 8 fields. So we will be saving 8 different datas. So the first thing is we will have full name, and initially that's empty, and then we have email and password. So email, and then password. So for this field we need this, and as we go to the next step we'll add there. So what we need here, so we'll create a temporary object, and that object we will be getting everything from our set data object. So it will have basically everything we have data, and then we will update our temp object, and then the key will be whatever the target.name, and then the value will be whatever target.value. So in our case we have full name, similarly we will have email, and so on. So let's go here, and then on change. So on change we have handle change, and the reason why we are getting this is because our e.target.name, it can be anything. It is not necessarily the thing that we or our object is expecting, and that's why this is giving us this warning. Either we have to define the type properly, or easy option is if I do any, not like that, but any, that should do the job. And then we have to do set data, and that will be our temp object. With that, all our handling will be done. So all we need to do is just replicate this. So, and then this can be capital password. Okay, so we have all of our full name, email, password. Why do we have double full name? Okay, so somehow we have a double full name. So let's delete this, and then it should be all good. We still need to take care of our styling a little bit. So we have all sorted out. So the next thing we have to handle is our header and then action button. So let's go to our form stepper, and then here in action we can have two buttons. So the first one, button primary, and this will be next, and then now we can change it back to back, and this can be button secondary, I guess. All right, so now let's go here, and then now that we have action, we can attach on click, and all that on click does, it will take this on step change that is coming from parents function, and it will require something, and that will be, if it is back, we want our current step -1, and then the same thing goes here. So if it is next, we want our current step +1. Also, we will like to only show this button, we would like to show only if we are in step. Okay, if we go to our design, so in the first step we cannot go back, at least not in this design, but we can definitely make that. So so if we are in step 1, we shouldn't show the back button because we are not allowing it, but if we are in step 2 or 3, so anything above 1, we will show it. So in that case, we need that if step is greater than 1, then only we are going to show this. Okay, that will do a little bit of design thing. So if we are in next, we are next, we are back, next, back. As you can see, our button and our steps are working. Obviously we need to handle our design there. Okay, so we are here and looks like it's working. So now our button is not jumping up and down. At least that's good. Obviously we can also do a lot of things. So for example, this button should always stay there even when we don't have back button. But as I said, these are improvements that you can do as you go. So we have to now handle the next step, and that is background. So let's go to our form stepper, and we can copy everything from here. So everything inside stepper. So let's copy this, and then we are inside stepper 2. So that will be background. And then we have job title, education, location. Okay, so, and this can be location. So now we have job title, education, and location. So let's go here and let's add job title, and then education, and then we have also location. Okay, so we have also this sorted out, and then the last one is finalizing. So let's copy everything from here until the end. Okay, so we don't need at least this one, and also we don't need this one. And then we have finalizing. So here we have a checkbox, and then if we go to our design, we have send me a new job offer, share my profile to companies. So we have to have a separate on change for this kind of checkbox, because our handle change, this logic will not exactly work. Obviously we can make it dynamic, or we can check the types or so on, but let's not make that complex. So let's just go with a simple approach. We have input here, and here we can do input group, and then let's just do check group so that we can style it a little bit differently. And then we have this send me new job offer. So here inside here we can also have on change. However, our change will be handle what was it, offer. Okay, so handle offer change, and we don't have that yet, and this we actually don't even need it, but we can just do new offers. And then let's go somewhere here, and I already added new offers to false. Similarly, we can also have share profile, and that is also false. Initially these are false. So now here what we can do is in checkbox we have some property called checked. So when we have this as a check, let's just delete this for a while, you will see that it will be automatically checked. However, we don't want to have this like that. We want to only make it checked if our data and then new offers. So if that is true, we want this to be checked, and that's good. So now let's go and let's duplicate this, and next one is share my profile to companies. So share my profile to companies, and name we can give share profile change. Let's start from here. So it's pretty straightforward. Checkboxes. So first one is this. We don't need to give anything, and all we can do is we can already have set data. Well, actually no. Let's copy this one from here. Okay, so we don't need to give this as any, and then so we have everything from there. So all we need to do is modify this. So what we want to modify is share profile, and what we want this to be opposite of what it was. So if this is true, it will be false, and so on. So it will check, uncheck, check, uncheck. And we can actually check boxes for profile, and this is for offer. So here we can have handle offer change, and all we need to do instead of this is new offers. So with that, if we go to our checkboxes, if I click this is checked, that's good. So now we just need to do a little bit of styling, not much, but just a little bit. So let's go inside our check group. Okay, so I did a little bit of fixing. So now we have this almost identical to our design. In design, we have this huge box, and we don't need that huge box for checkbox, let's say. With that, we just need to handle a few more things. One is our heading, and then we have to also have the sign up button. So first, let's go to our sign up button. So this next button, we can make it a conditional button. So let's go here, and if we have a step that is less than 3, in our case, that's the maximum step. So if it is less than 3, then we will have this button rendered. But if we have more than 3, we can additionally have if step is greater than 2, or if step is exactly 3, what we want to do, we can have this button. Otherwise we can have basically nothing. Okay, so now instead of this, we can have sign up, and then here we can have handle sign up, and all these dots, it will just print handle sign up. So what this function does at the moment, all it does is it will console log data, and the data will be this. But in real case, we will be sending this data to backend. Okay, so that's all for this one, and I guess we have everything else covered except this heading part. So let's try. Let's go to back. Let's actually refresh our page. Let's click sign up with email, and then let's give the full name. I will give BikasWeb, and BikasWeb@gmail. Password is something. Job title, I don't know, full stack developer maybe. Education, bachelor degree in engineering. Location is Finland. All right. So send me news of offers. We want to tick that. Share my new profile, like profile to companies. We want to also tick that. And now if we go here, and if we go to our console log here, so if I click sign up, we should see those data. And let's see. All right. So what we have? Okay. So we have full name. That's good. We have full stack developer. That's good. Finland, good. New offer, we want, yes, that's true. Share profile, we want, that's true, and everything. So if I don't want to share my profile, now if I sign up, you should see that share profile should be false. So if I go back, and interestingly, everything else disappeared. Now I know why our data disappeared, so we can definitely think about that. So let's go, and here we can have value. And then the value is data dot full name. So that's the value we actually have. Then it's not shown. And how can we do? Well, let's highlight our input, and this is also an input location. Okay, so now if we go back, we should be seeing all our data as it is. And if I change this from Bikas to web or YouTube, and if I go and sign up, and now you see full name is YouTube. All right, so our data handling and stepper is done. So the last one is about handling the header. This video is getting longer than expected, so let's go to our header, and in header we want to pass something. So we want to pass our step. Okay, so let's go here and type home step header props, and that will have just one thing, and that will be step number. And we can do just like this and have home step props. I don't want that. And let's destructure from here, and we have a step. Okay, so that means we have to also pass that step here. So, and that will be same as the step that we are getting from the parents. As you can see how we are passing data from parents to children and so on. And then here, so here we have to style these boxes. Okay, so first thing first, let's give this a class name, and that will be just, let's do step header. That's all we need. And then okay, so how should we do that? Well, always I want to do a step header wrapper, or even you can call it a container, and then a step header step. So inside here, inside this, I will have as2, and that as2 will have a step to string. Okay, so that's all we need. And then if we go here, so we have step 3. If we go back, we have 2 and 1. That's great. So the next thing is, let's actually no, we don't want to solve that. We want to have something like 1 here. So we have now these steppers, and this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 3. So now let's go inside our step header container first. And here, all I want to do is display flex and justify content space between. And for now, I think that's all. We can definitely also give the maximum width so that they will not fly around. And then the next one is we have step header step. So that's what we want. And then here we will have width of, let's go and let's check it out. And then background color will be same as primary light. Okay, and that should do. And then step here as2, we want the color for this as white. That's it. And then we will have completed. I'm not so sure if I spell this right. If not, let's just copy this. Let's go to header, and then somewhere here let's add completed, so we will have the completed step. Now let's go, let's back. Okay, we have 1 2 3. Interesting. 50 pixel. Okay, and height is 50 pixels. So one of that should be height, not both width. Okay, that's good. And then we have completed, and all we want is in completed, we want it to be primary. What? Okay, so we have completed, and that's primary. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we have to add this dynamically. So for that reason, let's copy this actually, and then so what we want okay, so let's change this and then was it a step? I'm not so sure, but we'll come back to that later. and then we will have this. So if step is greater than or equals to 1, if that's the case, we will like to add completed, else we will like to have it none, and in this case it's 2, and in this case 3. That's good. And then obviously this we need to check it what it was. Step, okay, that's good. I think we are good to go. Okay, so if I go to back, next, back. Okie dokie, so everything is working. Let's do the final round. So let's open our console log here, So I will give it our name. So let's give the name YouTube. YouTube is gmail.com, password is YouTube. Let's go here, and subtitle is also YouTube Education, YouTube Academy, location YouTube land. Okay, and then let's share this, and if I sign up, you can see this has everything. Okay, so I will give you a task. Now we are showing this next button, and user can go to the final stage and come back even when they don't have anything filled here. And because of that, even our this stepper, they don't do exactly the job that we want to do. The ideas of this stepper should be that if this is like this, for example, even though I have already done something here, and even though I have some values here, but when I go to step 1, it still shows that this is not completed. And in reality, that shouldn't be the case. So here you should be checking that whether these data are filled or not. And then if they are, then only you show this completed, otherwise you don't show it. And with that, in final sign up screen, if user have something missing, you can disable this button. You can use this data object and see that if any of these are empty, and then if they are empty, you can put it disabled. And similarly for this, you can even check if the email is proper email or not, or have some sort of email validation. As I said, we already have this type equals to email, and then I'm also saying required. However, we are not wrapping this inside a form. So if you manage to do this nicely, or if you want any feedback from me, you can connect me via my LinkedIn. I will put my LinkedIn profile link in the description below, so that you can connect with me. You can send me a message, or if you have done the project, you can share your GitHub link also to comment so others can see. Let's help each other. Let's learn. Let's grow. And if you like this video, please smash this like button if you haven't already. If you haven't already subscribed this channel, please subscribe the channel so that you will be the first one actually to get more content in future. As I said in my previous video, there are a lot of more videos coming. I'm planning to do a real-time chat application with Socket, Node, and then probably front-end with React. Similarly, other more stacks coming and many videos coming. And if you want me to make any video, you can also request it via comment or with me connecting via LinkedIn. With that being said, thank you so much for coming along with this journey, and I will see you in next video. Until then, keep coding. Bye-bye.